Welcome to No More Bad Mondays. I'm David.
And I'm Matt, and we're here to show you ways to get Microsoft 365 working for you.
Today you're joining us for the next part in our step-by-step journey in our video series, Use Teams for Everything, where we streamline the management and employee experience all through the power of the Teams mobile app.
Our goal is to bring essential operational functions within easy reach of every single employee and make your life easier.
In this episode, we dive into populating company dashboards. We'll help you put your key processes just a button click away on the Teams phone app.
But hold on, if you haven't caught our episodes on setting up a SharePoint communication site and Viva connections, you're going to want to check those out first, as it's a prerequisite. We also have episodes on setting up the newsfeed and resources tabs.
And remember, if you find this useful, hit the like and subscribe button, plus head over to nomorebadmondays.com for courses, support, implementation plans, training materials and more.
And if you like what you see but want us to handle the project for you, simply get in touch. Let's get started.
Thanks for joining us at Leaf and Ground here in the Cotswolds. Matt, let's explain exactly what Teams dashboards are.
Absolutely. Company dashboards are like a series of interactive dynamic cards that provide quick access to essential tools and information. Think risk assessments, accident books, checklists, anything you want to have on your intranet and share with your staff. It's also your go-to for frequently accessed external guidance, forms and training materials.
Basically, these dashboards bring quick access to tools and services that are often hidden away, all through the Teams app. Let's see how to set them up. So we're going to create a tile on our live dashboard in the Teams mobile app, and this tile is going to trigger an update that will allow particular members of staff to submit effectively a checklist. Now, we're going to do that and we're going to target it, or I'm going to show you how you can target it to specific staff so that only the staff who need to see that tile get to see that tile on the mobile app. So to do all of this, what we do is we'll simply go into our SharePoint via the app launcher. We go into our communication site. And then we're going to settings and we're going to choose manage Viva connections. And then we're going to view dashboard. So this is a dashboard that's in use already. So you can see there are quite a number of tiles, and we're going to click edit to open the design view. The design view by default shows as a mobile view, which is great because that's how we're envisaging this being used mostly. And if we scroll to the bottom, you can see we can add a card. So we're going to click add a card and we're going to click web link. Even though this is an internal link, web link is the one that we want to use. Card size we're interested in is medium, which is where there are two cards across the screen. That's much better in terms of saving real estate because phone screens are small. And we're going to input a link there. So I'm just going to copy the link to my form and paste that into the link. Now the card title I'm going to call Garden Checklist, and the card description will be weekly tasks. We're then going to choose a custom image for the thumbnail. Now the images for a medium card should have an aspect ratio of 2:1. That can range between 300 by 150 pixels or 400 by 200. If you had a large card, that's a square image, and that's 300 by 300 to 400 by 400. So let's find our image, and we're going to browse, and we're going to upload locally the image that we want to use. Add image, and you can see that now has created our button with the image that is representative of the place where the action is happening, so it will be obvious to them that that's their button, and it's got a brief description on exactly what it's about. Now, one final thing that you'll want to do, or at least to be aware of, is if you scroll down to the bottom here, you've got audience targeting. Now, if you only want this button to appear for particular groups, you could start typing that group and it would come up. This is the team group. So if you create a team, it creates a group in Microsoft 365, and the group that you're targeting here is that group. So if you've got a particular team who would only be interested in this button, this is where you would type that group name to ensure that it's targeted specifically just at them. So, for example, if I type in kitchen, you can see that I've got groups for kitchen members, etc., etc. Now, I'm not going to bother targeting here, and I'm just going to close that, and there we have our dashboard. We've got a couple of other options. We can move the card, we can duplicate the card, or we can delete the card. So we're just going to move this card up a slot, and in fact, we're then just going to republish. Now, when we republish, this dashboard change won't appear immediately on people's mobiles. It can take a little while. So if you've made a change and you're not seeing it on people's phones, just give it a few hours and it will finally appear. So there are other actions that you can trigger from buttons other than links, although the link is the one that you will use most frequently. And they are things such as approvals. So if you've got SharePoint approvals, you can have a particular button that picks those up. Assigned tasks, shifts, that's upcoming shifts, top news, and so on. Now, a lot of these buttons you will know from our recommendation that you can have those actually on your main screen. So if you use shifts a lot, it would make much more sense to have it not as a button, but to have it on your main screen. Similarly with tasks, and similarly with news, which in any case you can see in your news feed. The one that is worthwhile having a look at is Card Designer, and that is just to really alert you to the fact that this Card Designer one allows you to use JSON functionality. So it gives you a huge amount more control over what you're doing and what you are able to do, but that's much more complex. Absolutely not for this episode, and we will do one to cover it off in future episodes. Okay, let's see what our tile looks like on the Teams mobile app. From our dashboard, if we scroll down at the very bottom, we will see that we've got our garden checklist weekly tasks. So that has appeared fine. The image looks okay and everything is good. Your users can actually further configure this dashboard by clicking on the three dots at the top and clicking on Customize Dashboard. There, they have the ability to move buttons higher or lower in the order. So they can actually make some changes and get their most used buttons or tiles moved further up the order. We hope you found this video insightful. If you have any questions or thoughts, please drop them in the comments, and don't forget to visit nomorebadmondays.com for courses, support and more.
This video is part of a bigger series dedicated to getting the most out of Teams. But be sure to check out the other episodes of this mini-series, which shows you how to set up the newsfeed and the resources. There's also Viva Connections.
Thanks for watching.